So we're going to be calling Jeremy Dixon. He's going to be joining us soon. We are doing a series with him about around the world. So Jeremy Dixon is the author of the Revive Cafe cookbooks, and we have been doing a special series about around the world. And today Jeremy is going to talk to us about Italian cuisine. So, Kalani, do we have Jeremy ready with us on the line? Jeremy, good morning to you. Are you with us?
I'm with you. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Great to have you, my brother.
Yes, good to be here.
Fantastic. So, Jeremy, where are we going in our Around the World series today? What are we going to learn the secrets of? What kind of cuisine?
Well, we've done Mexican, we've done Thai, we've done Indian, and today we're going to Italy.
Whoa, we're going to Italy. Do you like Italian food, Kalani?
Spaghetti, pizza, all of the good stuff.
I'll tell you a story about Italy. I went to Italy in my honeymoon about 11 years ago, Jeremy.
Wow.
And with my wife, we loved it there. But one thing struck me. I never thought that I would see this. But when I went to Italy, I realized that every restaurant in Italy is an Italian restaurant. Pretty much. They don't have any, because you go to Sydney, there's like all kinds of cultures. You have like Thai restaurants, and you have Mexican and Italian, and same thing in Brazil, Japanese restaurant. In Italy, it's a rarity to find any kind of restaurant that serves any food other than the Italian food. So pretty much all the menus in all the restaurants are exactly the same.
It's because that's the best food in the world is Italian food. They don't need anything else.
Presumably, they are so in love with their own cuisine that they never had the time to explore other flavors. I don't blame them. What do you reckon, Jeremy? Have you been to Italy before? Have you had a culinary experience there?
No, I haven't been to Italy, so it sounds pretty exciting.
It is indeed. It is indeed very exciting. So tell us a little bit. What are some of the secrets of the Italian cuisine that you learned over the years that you can share with us? Some of the secrets.
Yeah, so we do quite a few Italian dishes, but a lot of our Italian dishes, start with often a lot of cheese, a lot of white flour, particularly pasta and pizza and lasagnas and things. I kind of like to put a healthy spin on those things and use some kind of more healthful ingredients to still get the same experience.
All right. So how do we replace the cheese and the white flour? What do you recommend?
So firstly, the lasagna is probably one of our most popular dishes.
Okay.
And so obviously that comes with white flour, cheese, meat, and everything. So the versions we do. So for example, we will use for a cheese sauce. There's great healthy cheesy sauces you can make, and you can we use one that has a mixture of cashew nuts, nutritional yeast, a bit of salt, and pretty much blend that up, and that makes a really nice kind of cashew cheese that you can smother or pour over the top of a lasagna, or any kind of dish that needs like a nice melted cheese.
I love that. The vegan option, right? Is it vegan or vegetarian?
So it's vegan, so there's no dairy in any of that. So it's just basically
cheese. How do you make it roughly, just like rough proportions here?
Yes, so basically you'd probably start with a cup of cashew nuts and probably a cup of water and probably 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast and probably a teaspoon of salt as a starting point. Blend that up in your blender, and you want to make sure it actually blends so it's creamy. It's not just water and little bits of nuts. So if you do get that, just let it sit for a bit and let the water kind of soak into the nuts, and then try blending again, and often that'll come through and make it nice and creamy.
Do you need to pre-soak the cashew nuts or something, or can you just go with them raw from the package?
So I've got a high-speed blender, so I just go raw straight from the package. Ooh. If you don't have a high-speed blender, the best thing to do is just soak them in some boiling water for about probably 5 minutes before you blend them. So basically, with water transfer, the hotter it is, the faster it'll happen. So you soak some cashew nuts in boiling water. In about 5 or 10 minutes, they'll become quite soft. So then you can drain them out or put more water in and blend them from there. So I'm not a big fan of 2-day recipes where you have to soak things overnight.
Yeah.
So just do a quick boiling water soak, and that'll speed that process up. Or alternatively, you can use like cashew butter. So that's already kind of pre-blended.
Okay. But I have a question for you. So if you're adding the cashew nuts, even if you have a high-speed blender, is it going to be smooth, or are we looking for more of a grainy texture?
No, you want a smooth texture. Even with a low-speed blender, you'll be fine. You just might need to soak it in boiling water for 10 minutes beforehand. Give it a blend. If it's still not quite there, let it sit in those little kind of final particles where let water soak into them. Blend it another 10 minutes later, and you should be able to get a nice smooth texture. And obviously, from there, you want to adjust it. You want to add more water if you need to. So all these recipes, you kind of want to adjust. The thickness.
Okay.
And the cashew sauce will thicken on cooking, so you want it a bit more liquidy than you kind of would think at the end result would be.
Oh, okay. So that's for the cheesy sauce. For the lasagna, what else? What do you do for the minced meat? How do you replace that?
Yes, there's lots of options for that. So we do like bean lasagnas and things. But my favourite one is actually using your good old TVP, textured vegetable protein or soy kind of bits. So basically, you normally get a cup of that, and then a cup of boiling water and let it soak. And then that becomes kind of like a nice kind of chewy mince kind of texture. By itself, it's quite plain, but, inject some beautiful tomato sauce with like garlic and onion and some mixed herbs and a bit of olive oil and some salt. And it's actually a really beautiful kind of mince alternative.
Okay. Actually, can I ask a sideline question about tomato sauce there? Because, do you normally, you just buy the Italian tomato passata on the market or just like canned tomatoes? Like, how do you prepare a really delicious tomato sauce, without having to start from scratch and cook the tomato for 40 minutes?
Yep. So the way we do it, and obviously the pure Italian way will be to use fresh tomatoes from the garden and all that kind of thing. No one's got time for that.
Yeah.
So what I generally like, and there's lots of different types of tomatoes you can buy. So my favourite ones are the chopped tomatoes. So you've still got a little bit of, it's quite runny, but you've still got some kind of fibre there from the tomato. So when it pours out, it's not pouring out as a liquid, it's kind of almost plopping out. So it's kind of, it's a nice homogeneous mix of really thick tomato kind of sauce, but it's still got a little bit of texture.
So what do you make with that one? You just chuck in the saucepan, and then...
So the secret to a good tomato sauce is lots of onion and garlic. So you start off with some oil, some onion, some garlic, and overdo the garlic. Like if you normally use 2 cloves, put in 6 cloves. It'll really increase the garlic. So saute that, and don't burn it, but you want to make sure it's caramelized and it's nice and soft. So don't shortcut that process. And once you've got that beautiful onion, oil, and garlic together, then put your tomatoes in and mix it around. And you can then add some some mixed herbs or some salt to that to get it seasoned. And then you can kind of choose to have it as like a chunky tomato sauce. Or if you want, you can actually blend it with a stick blender, and you can blend all that onion and garlic and tomato up. It will be a more finer sauce, but it brings on another texture as well. So that's another option you can do to make.
The question for that is do you use the exact same sauce to do both top up pizzas and your pasta lasagna, or for the pizza you have a different treatment?
So at the cafe, we've got our standard Italian tomato sauce that we make, and we use that across everything. We use it across our lasagnas. We'll have it as a sauce that goes over a main meal. So we've got our standard sauce that we use. And one other thing you can do to make it even more special is blend in or stir in some cashew butter. So basically, when you blend it, just add some cashew butter or a couple of tablespoons of cashew nuts, and that just kind of gives it another level of creaminess. It's another extra thing you can do. It won't be a pure Italian tomato sauce. It is a creamy, beautiful Italian tomato sauce. It is just phenomenal.
Wow. Okay. There you go. So
you know what I love about it? It's simple. I love how simple that is. It's just onions, garlic, tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it's healthy.
Yep. And don't forget more garlic. You can never have too much garlic.
Let's go with the garlic. So what about for the lasagna sheets? What kind of sheets should people go for and buy? What do you recommend?
Exactly. So there's a whole range there. So we actually use some nice corn and rice ones. So we do a gluten-free lasagna that's basically made from corn and rice. And there's a whole range of beautiful different non-white flour-based lasagna sheets. We do have a supplier that gives us fresh wholemeal lasagna kind of rolled out sheets of pasta that we do occasionally as well. But just go to your health store in your supermarket. There'll be a good range of different ones that aren't full of white flour that you can use as your lasagna sheets.
Okay. So, Jeremy, we are we have about a minute left. What can you give us? Like, can you give something special for us during that like short time that we still have? Because I love that the tips already, but I'm wondering if you have anything else that you. And of course, we can continue that tour around Italy for the next couple of weeks because there's lots to talk about here. But yeah, one more thing.
You think it's a two-show country. So the best thing that really transforms any dish is an Italian basil pesto. Mm-hmm. And if you can get some basil, some fresh basil, we do. I mean, most basil has parmesan, so I use cashew cheese instead. Cashews, so cashew nuts, olive oil, basil pesto, a little bit of nutritional yeast if you want, some salt, some garlic, some lemon juice. I haven't got the exact quantities here, but blend that up, and that basil pesto can be used across so much stuff as a garnish on top, through a salad, on a pizza. Even mix it through your lasagna. It is just the most sensational flavour that can transform so many dishes. It's making your own basil pesto. And last year I actually grew a whole lot of basil in my glass house, and I had a summer of basil pesto. It was just glorious. So grow your own. It's just fantastic.
Amazing. Well, there you go. There's definitely some incentive there. I think I need to start doing some, growing some basil on my home because I do love a good pesto. Jeremy, thank you so much for sharing with us some of the tips of the Italian cuisine and how to make it healthier.